you are a teenager, 15, 16, 17. Before you know it, everybody around you is dating. People will start asking you, what are you waiting for? Who's your boyfriend? Who's your girlfriend? And all that. It makes sense that to use his product, we should refer to his manual. So what is he saying? What is God saying about dating? People feel shy about being virgin. People won't even say it. People are even shocked if you say you are a virgin. People will make fun of you. Hi, YouTube family, and welcome back. I know it's been a long time, but yeah, finally we are here, we are back, and we are happy to be back. And I'm not back alone. I came with my newborn baby, the dating book, a guide to a successful and fulfilling love story. So, as my first, so just to go deeper on the book, for this first episode or for this first coming back from a long 2 months, but I would like to discuss about the book first and tell you guys more. Tell you guys more about where the idea behind the book came from, when did I start writing the book, and all that. So, God placed the desire in my heart about this book when I was still in high school. And I think I was in grade 12 um, with my friends. So, already in grade 12 or already in high school, I personally already made a decision to wait, to do dating God's way and wait to be married and, start dating when I'm ready, when I feel I'm ready. And then already I was praying and asking God to help me when the time is right. And already even back then, I did not want to date multiple time. Already I had a desire to, when the time is right, for God to guide me to this person and then date that person and marry that person and move on. But already in high school, I used to see my friend coming back, crying, complaining, failing relationship after the other. And I felt sorry, I felt compassionate, and I was like, how can I help my friends, or how can I help other young people like me? So the idea of the book came already there. So I was like, okay, let me all the things that I'm already doing, and that was my young 17, 18-year old. Let me put it in the book and also share with other young people so that they can do what I've been doing, or they can hear another narrative, because when you grow up, you are a teenager, 15, 16, 17. Before you know it, everybody around you is dating. People will start asking you, what are you waiting for? Who's your boyfriend? Who's your girlfriend? And all that. So the idea of the book was born at that time. So I started writing, putting something together. And then grade 12, wrote my matric exam, and then I got a scholarship. So the scholarship was to come and study in South Africa. I came to study in South Africa. By the way, I came from Gabon, so I got a scholarship from the Gabonese government to come and study here in South Africa. And then I came with a copy of whatever I wrote there when I was in grade 12. And then when I came to South Africa, it's a new country, new language, everything is new. So went to university. Okay, I had to learn English for a year, went to university and all that. I forgot about the book, you know. Years later, I met my husband here in South Africa. We got married, have kids. I completely forgot about the book. And then COVID, you know, 2020. COVID hit, it's lockdown. But for me, the wake up or the reminder about the book came when I experienced a miscarriage in 2020. So I'm here in my personal time with the Lord and asking God for answers. Like, God, what, like, why? I was 3 months pregnant and I lost the baby. And then just in my closet, talking to God, like, you know, say something to me, Lord. And loud and clear, I just heard deep in my heart the book. Go back to the book. I'm like, the book, yes. Then I go look in my, closet. Where did I put that book? Where? And then I found that copy that I wrote like many years ago, like my young self, the 18-year-old me wrote. And then when I'm reading it, I'm like, now I'm married, I have children, I've definitely matured, evolved. And then I knew that, no, I have to start all over again, with now the experience I gained and the maturity and all that. So that was 2021. Then I started to write the book again afresh. So that's where the idea about the book came from. Just the desire to see other young people, young adults, winning at dating, winning at love, you know. And I like to say I'm a romantic, so I like to see people winning at love, you see. So, and I know that there is a better way to do this dating thing. There's a better way to go about it. And especially as kingdom believers or kingdom citizen, we don't speak enough about what the what God or what the Bible is telling us about dating, how we should go about it. The world is not shy when it comes to promoting promiscuity and sex out of marriage. They do not shy away. But you find that the church is quiet. The church is shy about it. Nowadays, even when you're a virgin, you won't feel comfortable saying it. You rather hide. Others, they will even lie because they don't want to be laughed at. So no one take proud or joy, in being a virgin, in waiting, in dating with purpose. So in the book, I definitely pour out my heart. I definitely pour out my own experience in a way, like things I did that helped me. For instance, in the book, there's a chapter where it encouraged the reader to pray about their future partner, their future in-laws. Those are things I practically did, you know. Um, so it's true that in the book I will share some of my own experience, but the book in general, it's based from biblical perspective. It's based on biblical principles because I believe that God is the author of sex, relationship, love, and even us as human beings. God is the one who created us. You know, just like when you buy an iPhone, you go and read the manual, you go and read the instruction, or when you get a car or you get a smart TV, you go and read the manual. What are they saying about this particular product? How must I operate this phone? How must I operate this laptop? How do we operate this car? But now when it comes to relationship, we forget that we did not create that. God is the one who created relationship, is the one who created God is the one who created sex, is the one who created relationship, marriage, and all that. The institution comes from Him. He's the one who created us, and He's the one who created us. So I think it's just fair enough, or it makes sense, that to use His product, we should refer to His manual. So what is He saying? What is God saying about dating? What is God saying about winning at love, winning at at relationship? How should we do it? You know. So the book goes deeper about that. Me writing this book is not just to it's not to give advice or to come or to try to show that I know better. No. I come in a place of I want to see people winning at this thing. I want to see people succeeding in this dating journey, in the relationship journey, in marriage. You know, you can be successful in your career. You can be successful. You went to school, you as a student, successful, you got a job, you are working, even when it comes to your finances, you know how to manage your finances. But one of the biggest mistakes you can make in your life is to marry the wrong person or date the wrong person, or date wrongly. That can destroy your life or turn your life upside down, you see. So, the same way we are, I believe, serious and we take responsibility about our finance, about our health, make sure I'm eating healthy, I take care of myself. It's the same thing also when it comes to relationship, So, especially if you've been experiencing the same pattern, you try this, it's not working. You keep attracting the same people. No, it's time to sit down and examine yourself. What am I doing wrong? And why not try something different? That's why I say this book, that's why I say this book is the better way to date. It's not the only way, but I believe it's the better way to date. And why do I think it's the better way? Because it's based on God's principles, It's based on the altar of sex, relationship, his vision, his blueprint, what he wants us to do, how he wants us to approach relationship and dating, And God is not against us dating or having fun. But then what's the point of having fun if the fun is to destroy you at the end of the day? I like to tell people, why do I date if marriage is not in the picture? It's just a waste of time, you know. So those are questions you should start asking yourself, Why am I entering this relationship? And if marriage is not the end goal, then you should not even start to beginning with. If marriage is not the end goal, then you should not waste your time. So so in this book, or why I encourage everyone, whether you are a teenager, young adult, single, even if you're a parent, you can get it for your kids. Some parents they find it difficult to speak about this topic of sex, dating, and relationship with their children. So you get your child the book, let them read it, and let the principle based on the word of God here speak life to them. The book addresses important topics such as knowing God's timing. There's a scripture that says that do not awake love before time. When is time for me to start dating? The book addressed topics such as how to know he or she is the one. How do I know that this is the one for me? And something I like to tell people, sometimes he can be the right person for somebody else, but not for you. And it's not like his character is he has a bad character, or it's not like your faith does not align, or your how can I say it? Your ideas and your values, they may align, but maybe in terms of purpose, you don't go together, you see. So he may be a good person, but he may not be a good person for you. So how do you know the difference? How to set boundaries while you are dating, Because sometimes, okay, you are the one for him, he's the one for you. But during that phase of dating, how do you keep yourself pure? How do you both honor God in your journey of dating until marriage? So the book addresses that. conversation you should have while you are dating, you know. During the dating phase, you should not shy away of addressing important topic, like how do you manage money? How how is saving a priority to you? Are you a saver or are you a spender? Where do you want to live? What is your vision about kids? How many kids do you want? Do you believe that kids should go to a private school or public school, or depend on our affordability? And even if you're not in the same church, for instance, you need to talk about this. Which church are we going to attend? Is it his church? Is it my church? And why? When we have kids, are we going to get helpers, or one parent is going to step down from working and stay home? There are more topic. I think I put 20 something question that people should have, conversation to have while dating. You should not be afraid or shy away to ask those important questions. When you go for some job interviews, they will dig your past, ask question, even do a background check on you, your finance, and they want to know who they are hiring and who you're going to marry. I mean, this is the most important position in your life. So you should be taking it serious, and don't interpret red flags for pink flags. When there is room for concern, you should slow down and make sure the yes is a informed yes. There's three chapters in this book that are very close to my heart, that are very dear to my heart, and I think they are because in those three chapters, more compared to any other chapter, I really come out open. Like, I really pour out myself. I really represented myself. I really share my own personal story. Like, those four chapters for me, it's like my story. It's like what happened to me, in a sense. Those three chapters, it's chapter 12. Okay, chapter 12 talks about the beauty of, no, chapter 11. So it's chapter 11 talks about, chapter 11 says, let your first time be memorable. Chapter 11 talks about you making sure your first time is memorable. Why do I talk about that? Because when now you are married, when now you are married, and you made sure that you keep your memories intact, and that's something I always tell young people or other young adult female, to say that there is a beauty in having your memory intact. You see, because come on, we are human being. When you had multiple experiences, and now you are married, sometimes your subconscious will bring out memories from the past, and now you have to constantly renew your mind and, clear your thought and, preach to yourself, talk to yourself. But when you have kept your memory intact, like, there's nothing to be compared with anything, because what I have, it's what I have. There is no thought from the past that are going to come, and then now I'm forced to compare my husband with someone I dated in the past. Now I don't have to compare. Oh no, when it was with this one, it was like this, and you keep your memory intact. So in this chapter, let your first time be memorable, I go deep on explaining and encouraging and telling the people that that's the mind of God when He's telling us to wait. because he loves us so much that he doesn't want us to put ourselves in a position that is going to compromise ourselves. Now you are there, you are married, you love your husband or you love your wife, but your mind, your brain, now you have to constantly, erase old memories. You have to constantly renew your mind and, talk to yourself. But if you keep yourself and preserve your memory, your hard drive of your brain, and make sure that when it comes to this department, there is no stuff that I've downloaded in the past that I don't want now. No, you know that your memory is clear, your memory is clean, your hard drive in your heart and in your mind is clear. And the other chapter that is close to my heart also is chapter 12. They kind of go together, I guess that's what they follow each other. The beauty of having no ex or no exes, you know. And that's something that's really close to my heart, because I believe if they are human being to pray, there's a God to answer. And if you really desire something, God is faithful to give you that specific thing. And me, I believe even back then, I used to pray those prayers. I did not really realize the depth or the intensity of what I was doing. But I was like, God, when it's time for me to start dating, when it's time for me to get married, I don't want to, date multiple people before finding my person. Please, when now it's time for me to get married and now it's time for me to start dating, just I used to pray and like, let the person you have prepared for me, the husband of my destiny, let him find me and let me recognize him, so that when he also comes and approach me, I'm not gonna chase away something that is meant for my good, but like let us recognize each other and let us find each other. So I used to pray like that. So in this chapter is just something. It's just a place where I encourage, especially those who haven't even started dating yet, like to pray those prayers, because in the book I practically put the prayers and believe the prayers and desire that. You don't have to date multiple people before you find your person. God can ordain each and every one of you steps to find each other. And then another chapter that is close to my heart, and that one is like really is really dear to me, and that's my message, and I do not shy away from it. Like, I will say it over and over and over again. It's more than just sex. Let's address the virginity myth. Nowadays, people feel shy about being virgin. People won't even say it. People are even shocked if you say you are a virgin. People will make fun of you. But I believe if we speak about it more, if we promote it and encourage it, and tell the people who are waiting or who who believe in it that you are not doing anything wrong, actually you are doing something very good. If we are loud about it, then people who are out there, who are also waiting, or who also believe in purity and virginity and waiting, they will know that no, I'm not alone. Oh, then, I'm not doing anything wrong. Then, oh, if this person waited, then I can. I waited 28 years old of my life, because I got married, I was 28. And that's the time where I had sex for the first time. And I'm not ashamed to say it. And actually, I thank God I was able to do it. And even to go deep, I believe even in while you are dating, you do not kiss, because technically you're not husband and wife yet. And I did that. I waited the whole time I was dating my husband. I did not kiss him. My husband and I, we kissed the first time there during the wedding day. When now the minister was like, okay, I pronounce you husband and wife. We may now kiss the bride. That's the first time We kissed, and that was my first kiss ever, you know. And it was not awkward, it was not bad, it was not, but I wanted to honor God even with that. And the reason I put it in this book and the reason I'm so vocal about it is because there's nothing to be ashamed. There's no need to feel bad about it. There's no need to be quiet about it. You know, if people out there are loud about dating multiple people at the same time, if people out there are loud about uh, loving many people at the same time, there are so many crazy things there out right now about sexuality, and people are not shy about it. You know, why will we be shy about something God is even promoting? Why will we be shy about something where this is even the right thing to do? See, so me, that's why I encourage people to wait. There is no shame about waiting. And people who will tell you, no, you know, I mean, I remember when I was in varsity, I used to be called so many names, you know, I used to be made fun of. But I can tell you, when I look back, all these people, all these young girl who used to make fun of me, I'm sure when we look back, I don't have anything to envy to them. I do not. I do not regret. And I can tell you, you can ask anyone around who managed to wait and got married as a virgin, they will tell you it was the best decision they made, you know. And those who maybe were not able to do that, if they are really honest with you, they will tell you, wait. They will tell you to wait, you know, because it's the best gift you can give your husband on your wedding night or your on your honeymoon, and it's the best gift your husband can give you. And also, I would like to emphasize that part, that it's not just a one way. It's not a one way thing. It's not just for female to wait, even male, you know. If you're a young man out there and you've decided to wait to be married, to have sex, do not feel ashamed, you know. Do not be bothered by other male who can make fun of you. You are not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You are actually doing the best thing for you and for your future wife, you know. You don't need to fall under peer pressure. You don't need to try and fit into society. There is no need for that, you know. So if God is advising us, God is recommending us, encouraging us, showing us the way to do, this is what we should do. And then the last chapter that I would like to, I think there are so many, but the last one I want to say also tonight is to pray for your future marriage partner and your future uh, in-laws.